tractor and equipment collection, because 2 months ago I didn't have any Allis Chalmers anything, and now I seem to have quite a pile of it. So I got a seat in the mail today. Now, the reason I got this seat, well, first of all, it fits my 1955 Allis Chalmers CA. This is an original seat. I don't know if you remember or if you watched my video on my 2 Allis Chalmers CAs that I have. The one that's running has a regular garden tractor seat on it. Actually, I believe it's off a snapper. But anyways, it's not an original seat. And I wanted to make the tractor look as original as possible. So I went and purchased this seat online from a used tractor parts website. If you remember, this other CA that I have over here does have a metal pan style seat, but it's not the correct seat for a CA, and it's in pretty rough condition. So rather than try to fix this seat up and use it, since it's not the correct seat, I decided it just made a lot more sense to go ahead and buy the correct seat and get that mounted on the tractor. So that's what we have here. This is the correct seat for a CA. And you can see that the center has been welded, been repaired, and then on the back side, it's pretty ugly. Someone's put this heavier plate in here. And it's pretty goober welded here and there. So basically what we're going to do is just clean this seat up, probably grind down some of these welds, make them look a little bit prettier, and then throw some primer on it, maybe some black paint or something like that. Eventually, obviously, when I go through and restore the tractor, I'll take it back to Persian orange, which is the correct Allis Chalmers orange. But I don't have any of that on hand. Probably not going to go get any of it mixed up right now, just for this project. So, but anyways, I'm going to clean it up a little bit and probably eventually get it mounted on the tractor. So, enjoy the video. So this is what she looks like now. Got a bunch of that weld knocked down, the ugly stuff anyways. I'm going to come in and weld some of these big holes and divots and stuff, especially where it's an important weld. Fill some of that stuff up, complete some of these welds up through here and stuff so that this plate is attached well. And then we'll go from there. I was picking on the goober welds, but mine aren't much better. I'm not sure what's down in there, but it seemed like there maybe was some galvanized down below this plate, or maybe even some cast or something. I don't know what's in there, but the welder was not happy, so I'm going to clean those up and then probably just quit on it, because I think it's going to be sufficient for what I'm doing with it. So I cleaned up some of those welds. Honestly, I'm not like super thrilled with how all this looks, how it all came out. But to be perfectly honest, it's on the bottom of the seat. You're never really going to see it. So it's going to be good enough for now. I might do something with it more later when I do the full restoration on the tractor, but for now, it's going to be good. I'm going to clean the top up here, try to do some more welding up here, clean this up so it looks decent. We're probably going to spend a little more time on this since it's what you'll see, and then kind of want to clean this all up and get some primer on it. So well, there it is. That's probably about as good as it's going to get. Someone's done quite a bit of welding and some brazing and different things here in the past, so it's only going to get so good. I filled in some different holes. I believe some of these holes are supposed to be here for water drainage, so I'm going to leave them. This one looks like a factory hole. Don't know what that's there for, but anyways, I'm going to leave those in there. But this is probably about as good as it's going to get. I'm just going to go ahead and probably finish cleaning this seat up and then put some paint on it. I got this pretty much cleaned up. Now on the bottom side, I just want to show you what I used. This is kind of like, I don't even know what they call this. Polycarbide abrasive wheel. Not a grinder wheel, not a flap disc. It's kind of some different weird stuff. It's like abrasive plastic, I guess, something like that. Anyways, I picked one of these up. I've never used one before. It worked really good for taking the paint off. I knew that the wire wheel wasn't going to really take the paint off very well. It was just going to be a long process. And I didn't want to use a flap disc because I didn't really want to take a lot of metal material off. So anyways, it did a really nice job just taking the paint off, not really getting into the metal at all. And then I went over it with a wire wheel besides, just to kind of re-smooth everything. And it came out pretty good. This side, since there was no paint on it, I just used a wire wheel on. So that's pretty good. So I'm going to probably go ahead and hang this and wipe it down with some mineral spirits. Oh, and I got a surprise for you guys. Look what I picked up. I know I said I wasn't going to paint this orange, but I got to have something that's orange on this tractor because the tractor is pretty much brown. So this is not Allis Chalmers orange. I know Rust-Oleum makes an Allis Chalmers orange, but it's really not the correct orange. I'm going to eventually probably have a automotive store mix the correct orange because there are a couple paint codes out there for like PPG paint and stuff that are good for Allis Chalmers orange. So anyways, rather than go and put like black paint on it or something like that, I just decided it would be nicer if it was at least orange, even though it's not the correct orange. And then later when I do the full restoration, like I said, I'll get some paint mixed up, like some regular spray type paint that I'll put in a spray gun. And when I do the rest of the tractor, I'll redo the seat as well. But I'm also kind of curious just to see how close this orange is to it's called Persian Orange 1 that this tractor is supposed to have on it. My dad has a couple tractors that he's restored and painted, so he has their correct paint color on his tractor. So probably at some point I'm gonna run this seat up to his place after I get the paint on it and just kind of match it up with his and see how close it is. So let's get some paint on this thing. So we got the primer on this. It came out pretty good. It's not perfect. I am probably going to hit it with some sandpaper here after a little bit when it dries up a little better. It is a little rougher than I wanted it to be. Probably, if I get the camera right here, yeah, you can see it's just kind of a little pilly. You know, the steel is kind of rough. It's pitted a little bit from the rust, but what I'm looking at here is actually a raised pilly. It's actually the paint that textured up on me. Some of this is pretty smooth. Not too bad, but then some of it isn't. So just to get a more even finish, when I put the orange on there, I am going to probably hit it with some sandpaper here after a bit. she is, all painted up nice and pretty orange. I know it's not Allis Chalmers orange. I don't know how it's going to look on your screen. I can tell you the way it looks in person. It looks a little bit too white. It's not quite bright enough, not quite enough yellow to be Allis Chalmers orange, but we'll see how it dries out. Might dry out a little darker, a little brighter. It's hard to say. But anyways, pretty happy with how it turned out. Should do the job. At least it won't continue to rust and look awful. So I was going to go ahead and mount it right up on the tractor here in a couple hours, but I really want to give this a good couple weeks to dry and cure. There's no sense in mounting it on the tractor right away. I use the tractor on a weekly basis, and if I go and put it right on the tractor, it's just going to end up getting scuffed up and scratched up. So the paint needs to cure out. So we're just going to probably end up putting a little video of mounting the seat. We'll include it with another video or something like that next time we're working on the tractor. So that's probably going to be all for this video. I know it's a little bit longer. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.